প্রিয় দর্শক, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। কোর ভিশন ফাউন্ডেশনের আয়োজন ভিশন ফর সাকসেসে স্বাগতম। দর্শক, সফলতা আমাদের সবার কাম্য। প্রতিটি ক্ষেত্রে আমরা সফল হতে চাই, কিন্তু সফলতার সংজ্ঞা, এর মাপকাঠি কি আমরা জানি? সম্পদ, নাম, ক্ষমতা পেলেই কি আমি সফল? কোরআন ও সুন্নাহর আলোকে এসব প্রশ্নের উত্তর খুঁজতেই কোর ভিশন ফাউন্ডেশনের উদ্যোক্তা উন্নয়ন কার্যক্রম ভিশন ফর সাকসেস। আমাদের আজকের আলোচনা সূরা বাকারা, আয়াতুল কুরসি। Here with us, Imam Shamsi Ali, Director, Jamaica Muslim Center. Brother, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa
How are you?
barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
So we are discussing about Surah Baqarah, particularly we are discussing today about Ayat al-Kursi, the most popular directed.
Yes, you know, when you talk about the Holy Quran, we are talking about, or when you talk about anything, sometimes you wanted to discuss about the most important part of that. So when you talk about the Holy Quran, the most important part or the center theme of the Holy Quran is Ayatul Kursi. Why the central theme of the Holy Quran is Ayatul Kursi? Because it talks about the power of Allah. It talks about the authority. It talks about how Allah controls everything else. So Al-Kursi means chair, you know, but it means throne, like the throne of the king. But what is the meaning of throne? What's the meaning of chair? It means power. And here there are some theological discussion among our scholars who said that, you know, the power, the throne of Allah is up in the heaven and is all over the water. Now, what is the meaning of all over the water? Because the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, heaven is up, and this universe is mostly water. You know, this oxygen, you know, this universe, this earth, for example, is 70% of water. You know, the sea, the land is smaller than the sea. If you go up to if you take, for example, a plane from United States going to Bangladesh or anywhere else, mostly water. You're passing sea. So this universe is all almost water, and that's why when when Rasulullah says that the arsh of Allah is over the water, it means the power of Allah is over everything, because looks like everything is water. Even ourselves, our life, human's life, is وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. You know, every living creature was created from water. You know, just imagine about our physical existence. You know, more than 70% of our physical existence contains of water. You know, I cannot avoid eating for 2 days or 3 days, and inshallah I will survive. But I cannot without water, even just 2 days. I may die. And that's why water is very necessary. So it also means that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that his throne is over the water, I mean his power is over me. His power is above everything. And it means he controls everything. So coming back to the ayah, this ayah is number 255 of the Surah Quran. Ayah number 255 of Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah number 2. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. That Allah, there is no God but Him. He is Hayyu, living and self-existent. It means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one, and that's what we call Tawheed in Arabic language. We believe in Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there is a very unique in terms of the definition of oneness of Allah in Islam. You know, first of all, if you ask anyone, whatever the religion that they believe in, all of them will say we believe in one God. You know, you ask Christian, how many gods you believe? They will say one God. You ask the Jews also, he or she will say yes, we believe in one God. Even when you ask Hindu people, they will say we believe in one God. I have this funny story of a woman came to me maybe 3-4 years ago. He came basically to one of the masjid where we organize iftar. So she came to join us in the iftar, and she is taking PhD at the NYU. So I don't know if she was serious or she was just joking or not really serious. She said to me, tell me something in your religion. She's a Hindu, an Indian origin, but she's American. Tell me something in your religion that if you convince me that that is unique, I don't have in my religion, I will follow your religion. I will follow you. I will become a Muslim. So I said to her, is it easy as it is? She said, yes. So I said to her, we Muslims believe in one God. She was laughing. She said, no, I do believe in one God too. She was a Hindu. So I said to her, what happened with those idols? You have Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, God. So how come you say you believe in one God? No. She said, I don't believe those as God, but those are representations of God. So there is a representation of male God, female God, and then this God and that God. So God is inclusive. God belongs to every single creation. So those creations represent God. So including cows walking on the street can be gods for them. Hindu, you call Ganga River, for example, is holy for them. That they consider anything that may be considered holy for them is representation of God. But they are not gods according to them. And when she told me that, I was reminded by a verse in the Holy Quran that says, if you ask them, مَن رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَاللَّهِ يَقُولُنَّ اللَّهِ, if you ask them who is the Lord of the heavens and the earth, who is the God of the heavens and the earth, the Makkans, the Quraysh, the Mushrikun, the pagans, they answer the same thing. They say only one God, the one who created heavens and earth. But when you ask them why these idols, 360 idols around Kaaba, why you worship these? They say, no, إِنَّمَا لِيُقَرِّبُونَ إِلَى اللَّهِ زُلْفَى. These idols is to make it closer to God. So basically the same with the Hindu people. So it is not unique when you say we believe in one God only, because every human being believes in one God. That is the human nature, to believe in what is called in English language supreme being. The being which is beyond of everybody. And even the Buddhist people. One day there is a Buddhist monk. I asked him, do you believe in God? And he said, no, we don't believe in God. As Buddhists, we don't believe in God. But you just join me praying because there is an interfaith prayer. I said, I saw you praying. What does it mean doing something like this if you don't believe in God? He said, no, we believe that in the nature. The nature has power. So I said to him, are you a part of nature or not? He said, yeah, we are part of nature. So when you pray to nature, you pray to yourself. And you can accept that prayer. You can say no or yes to your own prayer. He cannot answer. So it means even Buddhist people, even they said that there is no God, they believe in what's so-called supreme being. This supreme being is called nature for them, because they believe in the power of nature. And that's why they are struggling to be perfect in nature. And so my point is that when we Muslims say La ilaha illallah, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum, we are not only believing in one God in terms of existence, but the second one is we believe that God must be unique. So coming back to the story of the Hindu woman, so I said to her, so you believe in one God? She said, yeah. Okay. So I was thinking, what is the unique thing in Islam? So I said to her, are you an American? She said, yes. Do you love Barack Obama? Oh yes, I like him. He's he's a non-white guy, the first one in the history of America to become a president. Do you love to meet him? She said yes. So let me ask you this question. Which one is better for you? Which one is more like to you, that you like more? Going and meet him directly and talk to him directly, ask anything from him directly, or you go through secretary or assistant or security, which one is better? Go directly to him? She said, going directly to him. I said to her, that is the unique thing in Islam. When we believe in God, we don't have to go to Shiva or Vishnu or whatever. We don't have to go to these idols. We don't have to go to the cows. We don't have to go to the river. We go directly up to the heaven and say, God, I want money. Give me money. I want this. Give me this. I have a special channel to him because I can go directly to him. And that is the unique thing in Islam that you don't have in your religion. And this is a very simple response to a PhD student. She accepted Islam because of that. So my point is that when we say La ilaha illallah, it's not only to believe in one God in terms of existence, wujud, but also to believe that God is unique. And that's why unique God in Islam means that He is not comparable to any, incomparable to any. And that is the meaning of قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. And the meaning of لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ means He is not comparable to any. I mean, I can see, Allah sees, but my sight is different with God's sight. Why? Because my sight is limited by the wall. Allah's sight is not limited by any. And that's the difference between the two. I know, God knows. But my knowledge is so little limited. God's knowledge is not limited. And that is the uniqueness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sifat. So that is not only to believe in one, but also in His uniqueness. But more importantly, we're going to talk about later on, it is about to believe that there is none worthy to be worshipped but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
We'll take a short break. We'll come soon. Dear viewers, you are watching Vision for Success. Stay with us. Dear viewers, welcome back. You are watching Vision for Success. Here with us, Imam Shamsi Ali. So, we are discussing about the Ayatul Kursi.
Yes. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had never been overcome by sleep or being sleepy. You know, imagine that everything is being controlled by Allah. Everything is in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The sun is running on the orbit. The stars, billions of stars running on its own orbit. The moon, this earth is moving. You know, the blood circulation within our body. You know, the heartbeat, the nerve in our akal. All these are under control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine if once Allah is sleepy, you know what will be happening to this universe. And that's why we Muslims don't believe that after Allah created this universe, Allah had to take rest in the seventh day. Allah never take rest. Allah doesn't need any rest because Allah is beyond of any power that we ever imagine. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to undermine, because there are some Arab believe that God is sleepy, God is need to take rest after some a busy schedule and so tired of creating, so he must take some rest. That is a wrong concept of God. So لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات ما في الأرض. That everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the heavens and the earth. Of course, Muslim affirm that when something happened to us, the undesirable, something that we don't like happen, particularly when someone dies, we say inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Indeed, we belong to Allah and we will return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum la ta'khudhu sinatun wa la nawm lahu ma fi as-samawati wa ma fi al-ard man dha alladhi yashfa'u 'indahu illa bi'idhnih. This ayah is very important because in the day of judgment, you know, because of the many mistakes that we do, because of the many sins that we committed, sometimes our deeds cannot overcome the sins that we do. And so because of the Muslims love Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we love him that much. You know, even sometimes you find a Muslim don't pray, but they love Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, sometimes you ask some Muslims, you know, do you love Muhammad? They say love. But you see him, he's not praying. He's not going. He doesn't want to go to Hajj. Sometimes he does something wrong. Maybe he drinks alcohol. But when you come to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he will say he loves Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because of that love, in the day of judgment, one of the privilege that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he can give shafa'at, intercession. And none can give that except that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave permission. And the only one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave permission is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So there is a hadith that in the day of judgment, because of the heat is so extreme, it's very hot, the sun is very close, it's a physical imagination in this world, but it will be happening, by the way, because that's our faith. So the sun is very close, and people are suffering. Some with sweating up to knees, some up to navel, some is going to be drawn by their own, sweat. And people are running all over to ask for shafa'at, for assistance, for help. So some people ran to Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and they say, oh Adam, please do help me. I need your help because you are the first human being. You are the father of everybody. You are our father. Adam alayhi salatu wasalam said, no, I cannot, because I did commit mistake. I ate the forbidden fruit. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, take that into accountability. And then they ran to Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, And Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam said, no, I cannot, because I was forcing myself to take my son to the boat, to the ship, and he didn't want. Some others ran to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. He said, you are Khalilullah, you are the, Allah love you that much, you know. But this Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said, no, I cannot. I don't have any right to give shafa'at, because also he considered himself lied to Allah, to someone. You know, when he brought his wife from Mesopotamia to Jerusalem, in the border there's a bad king. He took wives of the people. So when he was asked by this king, who is there, a beautiful woman to his side, he said, this is my sister. Because that king didn't take she is not a wife to anybody. This is the bad attitude of a king. If she is a wife, she will be taken. But if she is not a wife, she will not be taken by the king. So instead of saying, this is my wife, he said, this is my sister. And of course, in his heart at the time, in his mind at the time, sister in faith, in Islam. So he said, this is my sister. And until the day of judgment, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam still considered that as a sin, even though he didn't intend it to make a mistake. But the people asked to him, say, Ibrahim, please give a shafa'at, because we are suffering, we want some help. Ibrahim said, no, I lied to the king. Of course. So, and the people ran to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. They say, Musa, we are suffering, we need your help. Anta kalimullah, Allah spoke to you directly. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said, no, I cannot give shafa'at. Why? Because he killed somebody. You remember the story in the Holy Quran when the Egyptian, basically insulted someone who is coming from people of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and by single punch he killed that person, and then he ran away from Fir'aun. So he considered that sin, even though he didn't intend to kill. Simply he defends his brother, but then that person killed or died, and he still feel that it was a sin he committed. So he said, I don't have any right to give shafa'at because I committed sin. So finally people came to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, asked for shafa'at, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, out of Allah's mercy, he gave shafa'at to whom he wills. And that's why there are many things we can do in order to gain the shafa'at of Rasulullah, including when someone is making azan, we make dua for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When his name is mentioned, we make salawat, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. So making duruz, or in Bengali language, or salawat in Arabic language, to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the means for us to gain the shafa'at of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So man dhal ladhi yashfa'u indahu illa bi'idhni. That is the meaning of that. And so there are a lot of things to mention about in this ayah.
We'll take another short break. We'll come back soon. Dear viewers, you are watching Vision for Success. Stay with us. We'll come back soon. Dear viewers, welcome back. You are watching Vision for Success. We are discussing Surah Baqarah. Here with us, Imam Shamsi Ali. Yes, well.
And then Allah says, يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows in front of you and what is behind you. It means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knowledge is not limited. He knows everywhere, everything, every time. He knew what happened in the past. He knows what is happening now. And He knows what is happening in the future. Allah has no secret. Or no one can have secret to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah knows what is revealed and what is hidden. Because He is the owner, He is the king, He is the master, He is the creator. Everything else is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why, for Muslims, when you believe in this kind of statement, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the center of our life, that gives an immense strength and power in life. Sometimes because of the difficulties that we are facing, the challenges that we are facing, many problems we are facing, we become weak. Not necessarily physical weakness, but sometimes mental weakness. Sometimes we are stressed. We feel that we lose hope. Now in Islam, when we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who knows everything, who is the source of power, who is the source of strength, then we become so powerful. We don't have to become Superman. At the same time, in one hand, we are becoming powerful and strong because of the faith that Allah is with us, who is the powerful. at the same time also we are not becoming boosted and arrogant, because we do believe that our power, our strength doesn't belong to us. It belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what we say, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There is no power, there is no ability without the power and ability that Allah is giving us. So everything else rest is in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَلَا خَلْفَهُمْ وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ. Again, none can be given knowledge without the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given certain knowledge about the unseen. He was asked about Sa'ah, about when the dooms of day will be happening, when Yawm al-Qiyamah will be happening. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't answer. He was simply quiet. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed down the ayah saying, قُلِ الْأَمْرُ that matter belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ. He was asked about ruh, spirit. And he could not answer it, because he didn't have any knowledge about that. Compared to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, once, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, or Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself basically, one day he was asked by someone about certain thing. And he said, wait, I will tell you tomorrow. He didn't say, inshallah, if Allah wills. So the following day, no response from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He could not give answer. And then he said, the next day, come and I will tell you. He didn't say, inshallah. And Allah revealed down an ayah in the Holy Quran that when you say something, say, inshallah, if Allah wills. That is in Surah Al-Kahf. So the meaning of that sometimes, we feel that we know. Sometimes we feel that we have a knowledge. But no one can have knowledge without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why the Holy Quran says, وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ.
So every time we are encouraged to recite Ayatul Kursi.
Mm-hmm.
What is the value?
There's a lot of virtues of Surah Ayatul Kursi. One of the features that it can protect us from the shaitan. A lot of temptations in life. So there is one shaitan, he was so Iblis, he was not so sincere, honest. So one day, someone entrusted by Rasulullah to guard a house of, Baytul Mal, the place where you put some food to distribute to the poor. But the following, every morning someone stole. He didn't know who. And then 3 days, someone stole from it. The third night, he was awake all the night, he kept, and he saw someone coming in, and he arrested him. And then that person looks like a human. He said to him, he mentioned that he's shaitan. I'm a shaitan. But can I tell you something? If you recited it, I will not be able to come to this place. And he said, yes. He said, Ayatul Kursi. If you recite Ayatul Kursi, I will not be able to enter into it, because you sleep without reading Ayatul Kursi. And that's why it is sunnah recommended to recite Ayatul Kursi before sleeping, because that can throw away the shaitan from us. So then there are many others also. So of course, Ayatul Kursi, before sleeping, or anyone is being influenced by certain thing, it can be read to him. Ayatul Kursi has a lot of features.
So if we recite Ayatul Kursi every time, so we are surrendering to Allah and depending on Him. So do you need to make any effort, any activities then?
Of course, yes. As I said, when you say something, your saying doesn't happen unless you do it. So action basically is the proof that you say it. When you say something but you don't do it, it's just lies. Just like, I wanted to come to your house, but I don't come to your house. It's just lies. So you have to take walk to take it. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Allah is the powerful, Allah is the center of authority, He can give power to anybody, He can take power from anybody, it means you have to struggle to have the power that Allah will give you. So I would like to say that there are two ends in order to prove that things to happen. Our human end, and that is our intention and our action, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ends, Allah decided. When we have an intention, you can say it or you don't have to say it, but just do it. Inshallah, Allah will prove it. And so these two ends must connect it. When it connect, that is what qadar is all about. Taqdeer, qadar. So qadar happen when your intention, your will, your struggle, your strife, your action, your amal connect with the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't think that Allah's power will be happening unless you're trying it. Don't think that your effort will happen if Allah doesn't want that to happen. So these two must happen. So our faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is true, But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says that you have to do your job. You have to do your part.
So what is your advice for our viewers today?
I just wanted to say, number one, we have to believe in the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two, we have to believe that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has the authority to give shafa'at. And that's why we have to build the love of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have to say salawat all the time to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number three, believing in the power doesn't mean that being guaranteed without taking action. So believing in the power of Allah to give means that you have to struggle to have what Allah wanted you to give it to you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Imam Shamsi, being with us. Hope the viewers will enjoy and learn the lessons. Thanks once again. দর্শক, ভুল জ্ঞান, ভুল ব্যাখ্যা, ভুল পদক্ষেপ আমাদের জীবনকে দুর্বিষহ করে তুলতে পারে। সফলতার জন্য অপরিহার্য হচ্ছে সঠিক জ্ঞান। আসুন ইসলামকে সঠিকভাবে জানি। অপরিহার্য হচ্ছে ভিশনারি হওয়া। ভিশনারি উদ্যোক্তারাই বদলে দিতে পারেন সমাজ অর্থনীতি। ভিশন, আত্মবিশ্বাস, পরিশ্রম এবং ধারাবাহিক চেষ্টা এনে দিতে পারে সাফল্য। আসুন সফলতার জন্য সেভাবেই চেষ্টা করি, নতুন প্রজন্মকে ভিশনারি উদ্যোক্তা ও পরিশ্রমী হতে এবং ইতিবাচক ভাবতে শেখাই। অনুষ্ঠান সম্পর্কে আপনার পরামর্শ মতামত লিখুন visionforsuccessus@gmail.com। অনুষ্ঠানটি প্রচারিত হবে প্রতিদিন রাত 9টায়, পুনঃপ্রচার সকাল 11টা এবং দুপুর 2:30 ইনশাআল্লাহ আবারও দেখা হবে আগামীকাল এই সময় এখানে টাইম টিভিতে। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।